Hey gang, welcome to another fantastic JTech video. Now I'm not gonna cut too much into the chase, I'm just gonna get straight to the point and just say the Pixel phones have arrived and, well, it's not really a big deal in terms of what Google have done in this case. They've just revamped the Nexus and made them Pixel. The X is still in the name, so that's the only thing that has remained in these phones. But yeah, this is just my first impressions, my first judgment on what I think about these phones. And, you know, without even taking a lot of time, I'm just going to say this. What I like about the phone is, well, it's maintained some of the things we expect many people to let go of. And yeah, we know I'm talking about Jack. So yeah, that is still there. And it's a really good thing to see that it's still there, but that's a trivial matter. The most important thing about this phone is it's delivering Android at a premium level. We have a Snapdragon 821 chip, 4 gigs of RAM, and the phone has a 1440p display. Both the Pixel and the Pixel XL, which is pretty great. I'm pretty sure the pixels on the Pixel XL, that's going to be a mouthful, are much more deeper, much more denser colored than the larger variant, since I'm not really a big fan of really large phones, but that's a topic for another day. Another thing I liked about this phone was the color variants. Google have a funny name for their colors. I've forgotten the names exactly. I'm pretty sure you see them on screen these days. The Pixel phones they have good features. Google is claiming that this is the best camera phone ever. To say that they have the best camera phone out there, I would love to see these images without any post-processing. The good thing is they are capable of shooting files in RAW, so it means editing for people like me who are into graphics editing and things like that. And one more thing I liked about this is the exclusives. Google Assistant, we're getting Daydream VR, and also a tonload of other features that will be coming on this device once you get it this time next week. And now on to the bad. Well, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but before I talk about the price, spoiler alert, the design of the phone is just, it's way too derivative. I know HTC did make the design, the hardware of this phone, as much as people think it is a totally Google phone. They did collaborate with HTC on this one. It looks really close to anything Apple has done over the last 2 years. It looks very much like the iPhones from the 6 going up. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. Many people like the design, I personally don't, and I didn't like this design. And also, those chins. They are crazy huge and really needless. You'd have just put boom sound speakers at the front of those phones. But hey, whatever works, right? Yeah. Another thing is, yeah, like I just said a few seconds ago, the price. $650 for the base 32GB version. It's absurd, to be honest. $650. Back then, Nexus phones would cost about $500 to $550, which were fair. And Nexus phones were primarily targeted for enthusiasts and developers, of people who liked Android the way it should be. The Pixel phone is pretty much a flagship phone with flagship specs. I mean, the Snapdragon 821 chip, 4 gigs of RAM, 12.3 megapixel shooter at the back, and an 8 megapixel shooter in the front. It's pretty, you know, how can I put this, expected for them to put in a high-end price like this. Many people have been thrown off by it, but you expect things to happen. This is 2016. Anyone can price a phone at any rate, and people still going to buy it. It's just how business. And one other thing that I'd say I would have loved this phone to justify its price on was maybe, apart from the design and just other few things I nitpick on, waterproofing. Yeah, many people are going to say this, but waterproofing, it should be a standard on many flagship phones these days. Hell, even Apple have put it on their 7 and 7 Plus. Samsung have been doing it since the S5. Sony have been doing it since forever. Why Google didn't at least make this phone a waterproof phone or water-resistant phone, IP67 or IP68, who knows, who knows. But as far as I'm concerned, that's just my, you know, take on the features that I feel this phone needed in order to justify that $650 base price. Remember, this phone comes in 32GB, 64 and 128GB variants. Unfortunately, there's no 256GB variant, but for most people, 32GB will be enough, but I'd go for the 64GB version, as it's much more than enough to keep everything you want. And maybe, just maybe, fingers crossed, hoping for the Pixel and the Pixel XL to land in Zambia anytime soon. So guys, that's my first impression on the Google Pixel phones. What do you think about the phones? Are you going to get them? If you want to see a review, hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.